If you are a young devotee of classic horror, sci-fi, and suspense, and traditional summer camp leaves you screaming with boredom, then gather round, because we're going to tell you all about Creepshowcamp. Here to share this deadly details is Creepshowcamp Program Director, Russell Blackwood. Welcome, Russell.
Thank you, Lisa.
So tell us, give us the details. What is Creepshowcamp?
Creepshowcamp is a 2-week day camp that specializes in the skills necessary to make classic horror, sci-fi, and suspense come alive.
Okay, so exactly what do you train the kids to do?
Monster makeup, special effects, sleight of hand, also acting, and different craft projects related to horror.
Do they get to learn about staging and stuff? I mean, like lighting? And
they do. One of the great aspects of the camp is that it's in a fully functional theater, the Hypnodrome at 10th and Bryant in San Francisco. Right. So we have the whole light board, sound board, and a 45-seat theater that's specifically made for horror entertainment.
For horror entertainment.
Yeah, for the past 15 years, we've had a horror theater festival called Shocktoberfest, and the Hypnodrome was built for that. Right. And 10 years ago, the Creepshowcamps came about as an offshoot of that.
I see. So tell us about the camp itself. There's 3 different sessions during the summer.
That's correct. They start the Monday after July 4th weekend.
Okay.
And they meet from 9 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. We also have aftercare.
Oh, okay.
And in the morning are master classes and specialty workshops. So we have a makeup lab where kids learn about wigs, monster makeup, even how to make a blood bag, which is how you would bleed if you had to bleed on stage or in a movie.
Oh, delightful. Okay. So a lot of people are going to say, like, why would I enroll my child in something like this? Do they all, for one thing, do they have to have this outgoing personality that wants to go into the theater? What if they're shy, but they love horror? Let's say.
I think the very first reason to do it is because it's lots of fun. I think that's one of the reasons that we like scary entertainment, is both because sometimes it's funny and sometimes it's so creepy that it's fun. As far as kids needing to be extroverts to be a part of it, not at all. We've certainly had all kinds of kids involved in it. And because we do both arts and crafts activities and acting activities, a child needn't have one interest above all others. There are lots of different things to learn during the camp.
Okay, so there's a final project.
Yes.
Right? And it's kind of like making a film, like a short film.
It is. We've done film projects in the past, but mainly it's live performances on our stage at the Hypnodrome. And we have parents and family and friends come the last 2 days of camp to see a final performance that's written just for that group of kids and that we rehearse every afternoon. And it's a way of including all of these skill sets in a final project.
Do any of these kids, you know, we have to ask, we're seeing some footage, right? These kids are young. They're 8, you take 8 through 15-year-olds.
That's right.
None of them would have been alive when the B movie, you know, classic horror that you're talking about was around.
That's right.
So how do you explain that to them?
Creepshowcamp came out of my interest in monster culture, which was popular youth culture when these Universal monster movies started coming on television in the late 50s, the 60s, and into the 70s. Young people started experiencing them for the very first time and getting into something that their parents and grandparents would have initially seen in the movie theater.
Right.
But now it becomes television fare, and a whole new group of kids gets involved in classic horror.
Do you do any education about that? Like,
we do.
Bela Lugosi and all that kind of stuff?
Universal horror movies are the cornerstone of what it is that we teach the kids. So they'll see The Mummy and The Invisible Man. And I saw, actually, with a high-tech coming into scary movies, both movies being made for adults rather than kids to enjoy.
Yeah.
And I saw the Universal horror films as something that kids could still really enjoy, and it would be age appropriate, but still fun and scary. I also like the idea of low-tech movie and theater magic. So much of this depends on very common materials rather than something that's being done on a computer at a desk.
But also acting.
Yes.
I mean, you know, these days with a lot of the Scream and, you know, the Saw type films, it's all about how gross can you make it, and people's arms and limbs are being cut off.
And here it's so much about building a characterization, right? And finding the hair and makeup and costume and everything that may fit the scary innkeeper that the child's playing.
So ultimately, what is it that you want the kids to take away from this experience?
I think it has the power to demystify things that are scary, because we're looking at the individual ingredients of what makes scary entertainment. I also think that it gives the kids some rarefied skills in performance and arts and crafts that may be handled in a more general way at other performing arts camps.
I see. Okay, I have to ask, because all the parents out there want to know. I mean, what is the cost of the Creepshowcamp?
The cost is $465, and then we also have aftercare as well from 3 to 5:30, and that's an additional $165.
Okay, so they're supervised the entire time.
Exactly right. We have actually a very large staff, 16 campers, but with 3 staff members.
Okay, and the final question I have, because I want to understand, there's 3 different sessions.
That's correct.
Is there only one major performance, or is
each 2-week session has 2 performances, the final Thursday and Friday of the camp.
Oh, okay.
So we really do rehearse these shows in just 8 camp days in the afternoon.
Terrific. Russell, thanks so much for telling us about Creepshow.
Thank you for having me.
For more information and to register for this year's Creepshowcamp, call the number on your screen or log on to creepshowcamp.com. Coming up, it's a showcase of all Asian and Pacific Islander cultures. The Asian Heritage Street Celebration returns to San Francisco today, May 16th. We'll get all the details when Bay Area People return. Stay with us.